All right, all right. Okay, how's everybody doing today? I hope they're doing well. We're gonna get right into this show today. I think it's gonna be a great show, and we're gonna talk about fortitude. We're gonna talk about fortitude today. That is something that, as Masons, we should all have. But do we have fortitude? I'm just gonna be waiting on a caller calling in tonight. Brother Jason Alexander from Alexander Lodge out of Los Angeles will be calling in today. He's going to be the special guest on the show. So if you just bear with us just for a little while longer as we get into this thing we call fortitude, because not only does fortitude sit well with the Masons, it is written all out through the Order of the Eastern Star. So when you think of fortitude, what does that mean to you as a Mason? What does having fortitude, what does fortitude have to do with being a Freemason? So tonight we're going to have this topic, this discussion on that, and I'm hoping that you will be able to get something out of it, as always. And I'm looking forward to having a good show tonight. So as soon as Brother Jason can give me a call, we're going to get right into this. Hold on just a second for me. Get a little bit more light. Yeah, there you go. I think that may be him right there. Greetings, what's happening, champ? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I got you now. I got you like a blanket. What's going on? How you holding up tonight?
Oh, I'm good, Motherfucker. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. So look, tonight we're talking about fortitude. And you and I have had this conversation before, and you was like, oh, we got to do this. We have to do this. So in saying that, what does fortitude mean to you? What is this thing about fortitude that you were so hot about that you really wanted to come on? So I went and done my own little thing about fortitude. So what is it about fortitude? What is it?
Well, um, as you know, in the order, fortitude is one of the four cardinal virtues that you will find in the when you enter, right?
Uh-huh.
And so, fortitude is basically your heart, your courage.
Right.
So it's the courage to endure through pain and adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me personally, I feel that fortitude is probably the most important of the cardinal virtues.
Okay.
And I feel that without fortitude, you will not be able to even display the other three. So with that being said, when you say the cardinal virtues, right? So it's like, well, what are the cardinal? What does cardinal mean?
Mm-hmm.
And cardinal means of the utmost importance.
Okay.
Okay? And so then you have, because this is a cardinal virtue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so what is a virtue? It's behavior showing a high moral standard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you have to have this to be a Mason. It is of the utmost importance because without the fortitude, I mean, can you really say that you're a Mason without fortitude?
Oh, brother, come on now. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Hey, can you be a Mason without fortitude? Because when you come into this organization,
right,
and show you the importance of fortitude, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when you come into this organization, you're asked a question, and one of the questions you're asked is, "Where were you first prepared?"
Right.
Okay. So we all know where that is. It's on that left side.
Okay.
Where that organ lies.
All right.
Okay. So that's that heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is the side that we enter on.
Okay.
That left side.
Mm-hmm.
On that heart. So when you start talking about the fortitude being a cardinal virtue, it is of utmost importance that you were prepared in your heart with fortitude before you even came into this organization. Because being a member of this organization puts you it puts you in line with things. It's like being a member of a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or Justice League or the Avengers. Like you can't be this without being that. So you can't really be a Mason without Fortitude. So how you gonna be a part of the Justice League or League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and not be a hero? Like, so this is why you can't let people enter and they pay, and you just let anybody in.
Mm-hmm,
so anybody can be a Mason. No, everybody can't be a Mason. No. This needs to stop. Letting anybody in because they may have a couple of dollars to spend, and people coming in because it's supposed to be some social club or some way to get out the house and away from people that you already committed to. No. This is a fraternity of brothers who took an oath and obligation, who vowed, especially if you're Scottish Rite, like you vowed to defend humanity and to defend what's right. So going back into the first degree, you learn that fortitude is representative of the cardinal virtues, is what they call the pectoral. And what is the pectoral? The pectoral is the breastplate. It's like a plate of armor. And so when you research that, you'll find that that's exactly what that is. It's two things. It's a piece of armor, the piece of the armor of God, or used for protection, and it is a sign of status. For example, being a knight. Being a knight, they wore breastplates.
Right.
Being a samurai, they wore breastplates.
Okay.
This was to protect themselves, but again, only certain people. Because again, it also is a sign of status. So everybody just can't be no knight.
So wait a minute. You're on a roll, and first of all, I'm going to apologize because you're definitely on a roll. But what I want to rewind real quick is because what I did not do was I did not give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. I mean, we just went right into it. So as we talk about fortitude and what it deals with in Freemasonry and the Order of the Eastern Star, I didn't give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Go ahead, introduce yourself real quick because I didn't do that. Go for it.
Okay. And I also didn't give you your kudos before I started talking.
No. Okay. Look, go ahead, bro. Do your thing. Talk to me.
Well, thank you. Thank you anyway. I'm Noble Jason Alexander Durden, under the most worthy John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, Ancient Phoenix Accepted Masons. I am the worshipful master of Alexander Lodge, number 9, located in Los Angeles, California. That's who I am.
Oh, so you're not going to tell them how active you are in the community anymore? You're not going to say that you're an instructor? You're not going to say any of those other things that you're involved with? You're just going to leave it there?
Yes, I am definitely active in my community. I've worked in the social service field for about 4 years. I've done street outreach and currently working in the department of ODR department, which is diversion reentry. So I definitely deal with housing people and like I said, building them up, streets from the ground up, getting them in the substance abuse program,
right?
Getting them housed and mental health, help and stuff like that. As far as me being an instructor, yes, I am an instructor under Shihan David Richardson, who's the founder of American Ninjutsu Warrior Concepts. I've been practicing martial arts for 23 years. I've been studying kickboxing for the last 6 years, and I actually compete in kickboxing. So I'm actually in the process of switching up teams and getting with a new camp and having some competition coming up at some point this year, since things are starting to open up. But that's pretty much
Okay, well, I just couldn't have you to come on tonight and not necessarily say who you were, what you're doing, So what's up, nephew? What's up? So you can follow us live on Facebook tonight. Also, we're there live. We're also on Zoom. If you want to join us on Zoom, we're also on Zoom tonight. So if you want to do that, you're certainly welcome to do. So what's up, brother Bradley? You all right? Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Join us on Zoom tonight. So as we get back to the topic at hand, as far as dealing with fortitude, what does that mean to you?
Oh, me talking?
I'm talking to you. You're my guest tonight. You're the it factor.
Okay, so again, it's that cardinal virtue that again I feel that we need to get back to what Masonry is, what being a Knights Templar is, what being a noble is. We need to reestablish the fortitude, because the purpose of this conversation was because I personally feel that I don't see enough fortitude out of our organization or out of any organization that is supposed to be representing humanity and light and bringing light to darkness and all of that. I feel that right now, when you look at Ephesians 6 and when it speaks about, dealing with wickedness in high places, and us wrestling not against, flesh and blood, then it's like, well, where are the warriors at? Where's the crew? Where's the Justice League? Where's the Avengers? Where's that team? Where's that unit that comes out when darkness is kind of crossed the line and things are out of control? Like, who's gonna stand on their square? Like, who's gonna stand on 5 points? Even with the Greeks, a lot of their founders were Masons and Eastern Stars, so they're about a system of morality. So there's some talks of fortitude there. Where is it? Where is it? When we look around, we read the newspaper, we hear about 800,000 kids coming up missing every year just in America alone. You hear about all these people. They just some white dude down south. He's in court right now for kidnapping 693 little black girls and giving them AIDS and stuff like that. We're at a time where they're influencing our children in school to come home and not refer to us as mom and dad, because that is what they call transphobic, and it's offensive to the transgender community. And I'm not bashing anything. Your business is your business, but at the same time, I have to draw the line on who I am, and I am that I am. So therefore, I have to represent that, and I'm not going to let you infringe on everybody's rights, infringe on what science says, infringe on the principles. This is God's house, and God don't make no mistakes. So, again, where's the fortitude at? Because you can't be a Knight Templar and never draw your sword. You just gonna keep it in the sheath. You calling yourself a master, a mason, okay? But it's like, bro, from the time you came in, you're supposed to have shown fortitude. From the time you come in, when you came in, the fortitude to want to come, to getting pierced, to being in the dark. What are you doing? This is not a game.
So you're saying that now a lot of brothers of the craft, including sisters of the order, like courage?
They act like they do, because every time when I'm having conversations, I'm hearing too many people that's like afraid to stand up, that's afraid to speak, that's afraid to push that line, and they know they need to be pushing. But you took an oath and obligation on your own free will in the court, by the way. So, what's up with that? Were you lying when you did that? Especially when you Scottish, right? You already know. Like, man, this is about holding it down. So, we cannot let. The problem is now this stuff that we're seeing is attacking our children. All right, this stuff is going too far. We're seeing too much disrespect, too much no class, lack of integrity. Everybody's scared. They don't don't want to lose their job. I got kids, man. We all got kids. We all have a family. If we don't start drawing the line, we will have nothing. And then some of us will call ourselves, no disrespect. Some of us will call ourselves a Christian and say that we're Christian because we're Christ-like and we're walking in that path. Okay, so if you read the story about this individual who sacrificed his life, what you gonna put on the line?
Ooh.
What you gonna put on the line? Your money? You scared to lose your money? you talk about, what about my family? What about everybody's family? You ain't on this planet by yourself, bro. That's not why we were here. That's not the purpose of even being a part of this organization, because this is brotherhood. And we got networks, so why we don't use them? We just sit back and say, every time I talk to somebody, well, that's just how it is nowadays. Like, oh, here we go, a bunch of cowards.
Ooh. So what did you say we have a bunch of cowards?
I'm just saying, a bunch of cowards, if you ask me. Like anybody that watched Mental Society with Kane and Old Dog when they was about to go do some work, and Old Dog asked Kane, "Are you ready?" And Kane got to talking, and he said, "Man, you sound like a little, you know what, right about now. And right about now, for an organization to represent the light. I'm not saying it ain't brothers and sisters out here putting it down. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm not talking about no individuals, though. I'm saying as a whole, as a unit, as a jurisdiction, as a lodge. Like, man, what's up? What's up? You keep talking about nobility, but what you mean? You know, you hear people say, "Oh, well, nobles, that's the playhouse of masonry." Like, I swear, every time I hear that, I want to sidekick somebody. Every time. I swear, every time, like, man, this is not no playhouse, man. Do you know what house this is? This is the last house that's playing any game. Ain't no game played over here. You knew that? You wouldn't be saying what you're saying. So, you know, it's funny to me because, you know, we get a lot of people, they'll study and they could probably spit the ritual back and forth, front to back. They can do Q&A, tell you all the positions, and that's fine. That's great. That's wonderful. I love it. But you know what? It's just like G.I. Joe when he said, what did he say? Now I know, and knowing is only half the battle. The other half is putting that into action. So
right.
Walk that. Show me your walk. Okay, you can ask me something about some secret that I may not know. Okay, whatever. Let me see you walk. Let me see you walk. You know how to approach the east? You know how to say it when you get there? Okay, well then let me see. That's what I want to see. Where's that fortitude at? You an eagle and you talking about you got wings, man? You can't even fly if you don't have no fortitude. You gotta have heart to go up in the air. Some people are afraid of heights. What you talking about? What you talking about? You came on the left side. You said you knew that brother over there. You said he represents strength. Okay, so that brother over there on the left that represents strength, and you got pierced on that side. What you think you need to be strong in? Where you think you got to have strength at?
Wow.
And, you know, when you get to the 32nd degree level and a Knights Templar, you officially understand that you are a part of a military. You are a part of a military. Now you will ask, well then whose military? Well then whose house is this? This is God's house. You are part of God's military on earth.
Right.
So how dare you be a part of this military and not have no fortitude?
Wait. Go back to that Knights Templar thing you just said, because I think a lot of people miss that Knights Templar thing because they don't quite understand what they said in that obligation as a Knights Templar, what they would and would not do as far as dealing with justice. So go back to that just for a second.
When you are a knight, that's about valor, honor, integrity. Again, fortitude. Like, you'll never get away from fortitude. I swear I believe that left pillar low-key represents fortitude because you can't build on nothing without it. Okay, so you're a Knights Templar and you representing the Why you sitting back and letting all this stuff happen, but you running around here, you got the letters on your jacket, stuff on your car, walking around with it on your hat? I mean, for what? I don't care if you 3 letters, 4 letters. If you're not going to stand and walk and do what you're supposed to do, man, take it all off, man. Take it all off. Don't ask no questions. It don't matter if you know the answer to it. You're not going to walk it. So what difference does it make? Get out of here then. They should have let you in anyway. Yo, you one of them brothers that must have paid, huh? Clearly. You weren't supposed to be up in here. See, anybody can be a gangbanger. Everybody can't be no Mason. Well, I don't care what you say.
Okay, so you said that everybody can be a gangbanger, but
anybody.
It
doesn't take nothing to be a gang member. All you got to do to be a gang member is be a snitch and not have no integrity. Sag your pants and be a fool.
Ooh.
Anybody can do that.
So
anybody
So in saying that, so what does it take to be a Mason then?
Hey, well, that's the thing. When a person says, "How do you know yourself to be?"
Right.
You know, by being often tried, never, and then willing. See, fortitude. You can't get away from it. Fortitude, willing to be tried again. That's how you know you with the business. You can how can you say that you are a knight of the temple, protecting the temple? You know exactly what the temple is now. Okay, so why when humanity is going through all this and needs you as a knight, you haven't drawn your sword off that sheet one good time. You don't even know how sharp it is.
So you mean to tell you got people walking around here who are Masons and have no clue about what they're a part of?
They have no clue. Or maybe, and I don't want to say it like that because one of the reasons why I came into this organization when I did was because, again, going back to what I said about that Justice League. I came in, one of the reasons was for that purpose. Like, yeah, man, this is a league of extraordinary gentlemen right here. This is the Justice League, man. We got Superman over here, Hulk, Batman, Flash. Oh, we about to smash on some evil around here.
Right.
Oh, Darkseid, they don't stand a chance. This is the Justice League right here. But, I can't tell because right now you got certain people with certain agendas that identify by whatever gender they want to identify with at the moment. They pushing their issues harder than anybody. Influencing legislation. You speak out, they counseling you, cutting your funds off, and they coming at you. But and so everybody is scared. But what did God say though? God said, "Having me with you is more than having everybody against you."
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Why are you afraid? You forgot what you said when you entered. You forgot who your conductor was. The focus take for my life, like he said the other day in that Zoom, his favorite thing is he said, "Follow your conductor and fear what?
No danger.
No danger." So what are you afraid of then?
So I'm gonna lead into that what you just said and dealing with the Sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star. All right. So in the Order of the Eastern Star, there are 5 females, right? Each one of those females, as many have heard me say, have a color. So we have this young lady, her name is Electa. Electa is for the love of, she bored for her Savior. She resigned all things, wealth, family, life itself, and Christianity. Her testimony was even so to Christ. Her process of all things, even her life, she was part of the 8 Beatitudes, inappropriate the blessings or which processes of the righteousness. Even in her journey, she had to show fortitude. So even when you're dealing with them points on the stars, my sisters, you have to show fortitude. You have to show courage about who you are and what you represent in each stage of life. Because being a daughter and being a sister and being a mother or being a wife, a widow, those are just the stages you go through. But in each stage, you have to show some fortitude because each one of them stages that you go through, those degrees of the Order of the Eastern Star, teaches valuable lessons to those who go through them. Each one have their own signs, their words, they have their own thing. But if you don't pay attention to what each one of them is teaching you as far as fortitude is concerned, you miss the whole concept of what each one teaches, because each one of those ladies, such as Electa, Martha, Ruth, Ada, and Esther. Did I say? Yeah, and Esther. All of them had fortitude. All of them showed courage in time of distress and need in providing for their families, including Ruth. You know, I mean, who was she and what was she to the order of Freemasons? If you don't know about Ruth, you can't talk about Boaz. I'm just saying. You know, you can't talk about them. You can't talk about the Freemasons unless you talk about the Eastern Star. And I tell you what, patrons, if you're smart enough, you would know for yourself. Each one of those degrees each one of those degrees in the order of the Eastern Star has a password in the Master Masons. Oh, you don't believe me, do you? I'm just saying, they do. It's a fact. The only thing is, most of us don't take the time to read the very thing that we're a part of. Most of us don't go do the research and see what the words mean. So when you have this stuff before you, you just got it. You're like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm a Mason. I'm an Eastern Star. What? Nah, it's bigger than that. And a lot of people miss out. They miss out because they are part of something and don't understand how it can really benefit you. It has its own way of enlightening you and taking you places that you never thought you would be able to go. So a lot of people miss out on it. They really, really do. So when we're talking about fortitude tonight, you touched on quite a bit. You touched on the various degrees. You touched on the Knights Templars. You even went on and talked about getting them wings on the 32nd degree and what it meant to have the courage to take flight and understand that it takes courage in anything you do in life. Because the easiest thing a person can do is quit, walk away, give up. I'm done. I'm out. That's it. But in this thing we call Freemasonry, you're supposed to be able to say, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna see it all the way through to the end. I may not like it. I may have to take the bitter with the sweet, but I'm gonna see this all the way to the end. Go ahead. What you got to say?
Past Graham, let's ask you a question.
Go for it.
Okay. In referencing the third degree, right? And so we know the myth and the story behind that degree. We know the story of the ruffians, right?
We know the story.
Okay. How many brothers could you really say? I mean, how many brothers can you say is really, based on that story, is really Hiram? What I'm saying is, how many brothers do you think are as a part of this organization that'll give it up?
Ooh.
They'll give it up. They'll give it up. I hate to have to be that, but I believe they'll give it up.
Wait a minute. Let me make this clear. You're asking me how many brothers do I think would give it up, right?
Well, let me rephrase the question. Let me say not how many, but do you feel that there are, let me try to use the right word, a significant amount of brothers or enough people that are members in this organization, but they not Hiram? You know, because Hiram had fortitude. He displayed the fortitude. And I see how many brothers that you feel like, man, you'll give it up. You'll give it up. It ain't even got to be 3 ruffians. There's some people, let one ruffian come, they going to give it up. Let one ruffian come, they going to give it up. Let alone two more. Come on. Man, where your fortitude at, man? Good.
So you think they'll give it up that easy?
Man, will give it up. Like the Joker when he was sitting at that table, talking to those mob bosses in Dark Knight, and when the accountant ran off, And he was telling us, he was like, yeah, man, your boy gonna snitch. Batman gonna find him and he gonna snitch. And he said, I know the Squillers, and he pointed right at him. Now, I'm not saying that this is what that organization represents. Our organization don't represent it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as me as a man, I can look at you and be like, oh yeah, I'm watching you. I'm watching your walk. And your walk is how you even shook my hand as a man, like, oh yeah, you'll give it up. You'll give it up. You didn't even shake my hand like you have Fortitude. Oh yeah, you'll give it up.
Hold on a second. I don't know if this brother's calling into the show or not. How you holding? Yo, call me back then. All right. This brother said you on the show. Yeah, I'm gonna call you back. All right, go for it.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you hear brothers, they talk about hiring, they keep saying it, but it's like, are you hiring? Because if you hiring, you gotta be with the business, man. You a Mason. You got a badge that you put on. Didn't you put that badge on? Okay. You had to make a sacrifice to even put that badge on. Okay. So let's walk. Let's roll. What are we waiting on?
Hold on a second. I got another call. Hold on just a second. Past Master, what you got?
Greetings, Grandmaster, past Grandmaster, and all guests listening in. And to your guests on the show as well. I'm sorry I didn't catch his name at the beginning of the show. I was a few minutes late.
Yeah.
But I would like to try to attempt to chime in and answer the question. Yeah, I mean, there's so many that I agree with everything that the brother shared so far tonight, and there's so many jewels that he dropped, and so many answers to the questions that he gave, and I say, well, he just keep coming back, one after the other. So it's hard to keep up with them all. But to chime in on the last on the last one in regards to how many that you feel will give it up.
Okay.
And speaking as a past worshipful master and the prince of the world secret. And like the brother said, I would say it like this: the answer to the question of how many will give it up is seen every day in your interactions with other Masons and Eastern Stars. Those that are conducting themselves according to, more than likely, will not be the ones that are going to give it up. And those that are not conducting themselves according to will probably be the first ones to give it up, and a whole lot more.
That says a lot, because as he said earlier, Masons are supposed to be these distinguished gentlemen.
Yes.
And we know we're talking about spectre Masons. So I said something a long time ago. Has Mason lost its glow, its glit, its factor?
No, it hasn't.
Okay, that leads me right on to this then. So if you're gonna tell me that it has not, and I'm listening to you, Past, you said that Masonry has not lost its glow, its factor. I'm gonna let you go first. Go ahead, hit me off. Break that.
The reason why I'm humbly disagreeing with that it has not lost its glow, and in fact, I would say I'll even take a step further and say it's shining even more bright like a diamond more and more each day, especially in the times that we're living in and going to face in the near future. The problem with what seems or appears to be them are the so-called Masons who do not have, like the brother mentioned earlier, the fortitude. The fortitude, all right. Who have not been properly instructed. Who have been properly instructed, but chose to go off on another path. And I'm not going to even go into all. We already know what that is. And who refuse to, at minimum, and I said this on your show maybe every time I called in, who have at minimum refused to stick to their first degree obligation.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just stick to your first degree obligation, half the things that's taking place in the order will not be taking place today.
So that leads me to this then, because on Facebook here, Brother Ricky asked the question: Do you feel that? Let me see. My question is: Do you feel as though that Freemasonry is dying? You said it hasn't lost anything. You said it is shining bright. So is it dying?
No, it's not dying. No, it's not dying. The problem is the number one issue in Masonry in the Order of the Eastern Star, and I love both organizations. I love it. But the number one problem is that it has flawed members a part of the organization itself. There's nothing wrong with Masonry itself. It has been ordained by the touch of the Creator itself. There's nothing greater than that. The number one problem is in the order today is that there are Masons, there are sisters, and in my personal experience, I would say more Masons than sisters, because I know some sisters that are more of a Mason than brothers are Masons. But some Masons, they are scared to know of themselves.
Ooh.
Because when you get down to it, the order is not about your lodge.
Wait a minute. Time out. Let's reverse that. Come on. Let me bring you back home, because you stepped off the porch. You just come off the porch. You just gonna tell me that Mason is not. You just said that Masonry is not about my lodge. Did you just?
I said it's not just about the lodge.
Oh, okay.
It's not just about the lodge.
Because some brothers
go to the lodge to conduct Masonic business.
Because some brothers and some sisters
for fellowship.
Look,
I agree with that. I'm not saying the lodge is not important. Because if it wasn't important, it wouldn't be a part of the organization.
No, what
I'm saying it's not just about it, but when you get deeper into it, Masonry is more so about reconnecting or connecting oneself to have a closer relationship with their Creator.
Well,
because when you have to go and answer is when you have to go to court. Are you going as a Mason when you go to court? Because every Mason gonna go to court. Every Mason going to court. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much money you spend. Whatever. You're going to court. Will you be found innocent or guilty of being a Mason?
Oh, snaps. Now that's a good one.
Found innocent or guilty.
That's a good one.
Myself, I want to not only to be found guilty, I want to be known as a dirty Mason. Now, what I mean by dirty Mason, one, I like to look sharp with my tuxedo on, going to the balls and to the conventions, and have my apron white and I wear leather white gloves. I like to look good, but I want my works, like the brother said, let me see you walk. I want my works, I want my actions to be known as one who was not scared, because I had that breastplate on. I have it on to go and get my hands dirty. I'm not being scared to draw my sword. It's a nice Templar.
That says a lot.
The brother said, and I'm not a shrine, but and like the brother said, no, this ain't the playhouse. This ain't the party house. Let's break it down. And their print is not the playhouse either.
So I'm going back to Noble Jason. I'm gonna go back to Jason. I'm gonna go back to Jason on that same question. So what is the playhouse? We hear it all the time. What's this playhouse thing all about? Noble Jason? We hear it all the time. Oh, I'm going to playhouse. So what's this playhouse thing about?
To be honest with you,
go ahead, talk to me.
That part of it, I don't know. I don't get, because from my understanding, from my personal experience, from my personal readings and searching and digging, this is not nothing to play with. Being a noble is no joke. You know, crossing them sands, man, that stuff is burning. Okay? So, going again, this is not a game. So, going back to what we were saying about walking it, okay, man, you You talking about you done crossed them sands, man? Let me see you kick that dust off. Let me kick them sand off them shoes, man. Let me see you kick that sand back. You know, let me see. Because it's gonna get hot out here. It's gonna get hot out here. And I don't understand why they say that. So that part of it, I don't know. But I just know when I hear it, it irritates. Because I'm like, how is a house of nobility with this history of protecting and I'm talking about giving justice to those that needed it? Nah, that ain't nothing to play with. That sword ain't up there just to be just because it look nice. No.
So do you feel that Masonry embraced the younger generation?
Do I feel that Masonry embraces? To a certain degree. To a certain degree. Because I'm in my 30s, so I'm still considered, even though I feel like I'm getting old because I got kids, but considered the brothers like yourself and everybody. I'm still you know what I mean. I still got a long way to go.
So let me break it down to you this way. Do you feel, as a young member of this jurisdiction, you're not the youngest, but you're one of the youngest that I know of. Okay, how do you feel about being a part of around the older gentlemen, such as myself? I'm older now. When you come around us.
Well, you or my brother is a blessing to be around because you foster that youth, that young spirit. You do that. I've traveled in other places. I come from other jurisdictions and stuff, and it's not the same. There's a lot of, and I don't understand that. I don't understand how a brother could look at a younger brother as a threat when it's just like, bro, you've been sitting in this seat or this position for I don't know how long. Okay, the organization has to continue. Like it don't just end and stop with you, bro. So why are you not snatching off all these young men and getting them ready for the next phase? Like what? Why do you want to hold back knowledge or make people feel uncomfortable about? You should be warming when you come in. Especially when you enter, you don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the dark, so all that standoff and nose in the air type of atmosphere, man. A young person or person coming in, they don't have time for that, and everybody doesn't really have the strength to fight through that. So you end up running people off with a gang of drama, and it shouldn't be like that.
Well, past master, go for it.
I agree. Well, let me say this. In regards to the question that you asked, in regards to the older or the younger Mason, myself, I'm 50 years old, and I've been traveling for quite a while. And like the brother said, hey, I enjoy tuning into your show. I can't wait to meet you in person, and I love being around older or more seasoned brothers that know a little something that I can learn something from.
Uh-huh.
I didn't come into this order to play around and chase the women and party. I was doing all that before I became a Mason.
Stop right there. Hold your horses right there. Pull them back. Hold. You said a whole lot right there. And you said a whole lot right there. And you know what the word on the street.
Yeah. What's the word on the street?
So you know what I often say? I let grown folks be grown folks. That's me.
And I will counter that statement, your statement, and say every male with the appearance of a man is not a man. He's a boy with the facade of a man.
Oh, a boy with the facade of a man.
And that's one of the issues and problems that we have inside of the order. Some people, and I said it earlier, some people are scared of themselves. They scared to even look in the mirror.
So are they scared of what they can become?
Even with some Muslims, because sometimes when you see that brother, he comes to the lodge to conduct business, he still has sleep in his eyes. You can tell he just rolled up out of the bed. He didn't even look in the mirror and check his own appearance. And one of the closest steps to your creator is what? Cleanliness. See, this thing we call the order, the craft. It goes much deeper than just what we see on the surface. The regalia, all of that's fine, but it's much deeper than that. When it comes down to it, you're not taking any of that with you when you make your transition.
So my question to both of you right now, as Masons and as Eastern Stars who are on this channel here, what is it as we mature, as we grow, as we move through this thing, this great illuminating light? Because I'm gonna talk about some at the end. How is it that we can galvanize those who are part of this organization to carry it on further, to be that which they claim to be? How is it, and what is it that we can do to galvanize them, to use that fortitude?
You're doing it now, Pastor Grant. You have a platform. A lot of brothers and sisters tune into you, no matter what right they are a part of. But the issue is, we need more brothers like yourself. We need more brothers like the other brother that's as a guest on your show. We need more brothers like them to draw their sword, take this right step forward, and put themselves on the firing line and expose masonry the way it's supposed to be exposed, like you're doing.
Well, tell me this here. Now,
everybody's not going to have a YouTube page or whatever it may be, but what every Mason do have is what?
And just
that lodge, where they can go and conduct business, where they can go and do what? Be on the level.
Yeah, that's true. What you gonna say there, brother?
And then when you leave the lodge, it's just like some people, when they go to church, they walk out of church, their whole attitude and energy change. It's like they've never been in church before. But as a Mason, you must conduct yourself out of the lodge just as you do in the lodge. Because the lodge itself is nothing but a representation of something else. I'm trying not to get myself too much trouble by saying too much.
I understand. So
something else.
So hold that right there.
You step out of the lodge, you still must govern yourself accordingly.
Brother Vincent, did you have something you wanted to say?
Just a quick statement. In response to your question, I mean, it's real simple. Be that light you want to shine. You know, that light you're looking for, be that light. It's that simple. You know, if you're trying to, you know, they say you attract more flies, you can attract monster of flame. You know, be that light. If you're trying to get brothers to come through, you know, lead by example.
Okay, lead by example. That's Brother Vincent. He's out of Texas, and he's by way of Zoom tonight. So we are doing Zoom. We have the Facebook thing going, and we're talking about fortitude. We're talking about that very essence of having courage within the Order of the Eastern Star and Freemason. Understand what those points are all about, how they generate and how they move through us. And the brother was talking earlier about swinging that sword as a Knights Templar and having the courage to actually take flight and do something about some of the things that is involved in our community. So here we are. We're talking about fortitude tonight. And one of the questions, go ahead. What you was gonna say?
Not to cut you off, sorry. What I was gonna say was too. It's kind of going back to what the other brother. I'm sorry, what the past grandmaster was saying. I forgot his name, so excuse me. You know, we understand that everybody can't do the exact same thing. You know, so for example, you don't need everybody, you know, out there with their sword execution style, because you may not possess that ability. But, you know, for a lot of reasons. Maybe it's because you've done that before and you're at a different age in your life now, or, you know, or maybe you're tender and, you know, being a woman, you know, you're coming with something else. But we just still need you to have that fortitude and do your part where you do your part. Like the brother said, you got this podcast show. Okay, that's cool, that's great. And we need some other brothers to do what they can do on their end, but still have the fortitude to do it. Because when stuff starts coming back, because it's going to come back, like how we just saying and stuff, it's going to come back. When it comes back, you got to follow your conductor and fear no danger. Period.
There's still a lot of scared Masons, though. There's a lot of scared nations. They never took the time to go back and research and study what it really truly means to fear no fear and follow your conductor.
Well, and this is why it goes right back to the very simple thing when we talking about Masonry and Eastern Star. It is not complicated. It's really beautiful. It's really when you actually break it down and look at it for what it is, because a lot of people get this, well, you're the Illuminati and you're this, and you've heard it before, and you know they conduct these weird ceremonies. Well, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you.
Well, Grandmaster, and I agree with you, and I get that a lot of times, and now my response is because now as I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser, and I'm getting a little bit more bolder, and I always say figuratively, I can't. It's a little joke we used to say back in Cleveland, Ohio, where I'm originally from. When you turn 70. There's an 11th commandment that you can say whatever you want to say and not go to hell.
I've actually heard that. I've actually heard. Okay. You know, when older people get when older people get a certain age, they are unfiltered.
Right.
They don't even care no more.
So as I'm getting a little bit older, I'm filtering. People come to me and approach me with that type of response when they find out that I'm a Mason. And they talk about rituals and things and secret things, this and the third. But first and foremost, God has secrets.
Wait a minute. Time out. Back up, brother. Back up. You're touching on something tonight that everybody ain't ready to hear. Well, I'm just saying. Now, if you want to go down a rabbit hole, I'm gonna follow you down the rabbit hole, but I'm gonna drop some breadcrumbs along the way because I don't like being lost.
No, it's not about me trying to intentionally lose anyone.
No, it's not even that. As a matter of fact, I'm saying let's go because a lot of people need to understand and hear that.
Right. Okay. But as I was saying, God has secrets. God has so many secrets. A lot of secrets are right up under your nose. How do you know this? When you have that aha moment, when that light bulb goes off, like, man, it was right here all along. Everything you need to know for survival, my father shared with me. May he rest in peace. Of the third degree. Everything man needs to know is already here on earth. There's nothing new under the sun. So when someone comes to me talking about rituals and Illuminati, first of all, to be illuminated means to be enlightened. Let's break down to the origin and all that stuff of the word, what it really means.
Go ahead.
But when you go to church, what do you do every time you go to church on Sunday? You have rituals. At the end of the service, the pastor get up and say, come on to the front of the church and give your life over. That's a ritual.
Bruh,
the first of the month, you come on down and give your life over and join the church and get baptized. To be baptized is a ritual.
The church has a lot of rituals, but they don't want to call them rituals.
Has a lot of rituals, but let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go a little bit deeper.
Go ahead.
Every morning when you wake up in the morning, you do what? Some people, it could be different from one person to the next person. When I get up in the morning, first thing I do is give thanks to my Creator. I go to the bathroom. I might start talking to God. I might not say it out loud. I say it in my head. I do that every day. My father told me to do that. I had to be about maybe 10, 11 years old. He grabbed me by the hand and said, let's go for a walk. The first thing I want you to do is to thank God when you wake up in the morning. If you go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. But you thank God when you wake up in the morning. That's the first thing I want you to do. Son, do you know the Lord's Prayer? No. Here's the Bible. I need you to learn this prayer.
Well, tell me this here.
If you find yourself in trouble and your back is up against the wall, you just start saying that prayer.
Well,
these simple little words are strong enough to get the devil up off your back.
Okay. Well, let's go this route then.
You don't believe me? Try me.
Okay.
Ritual, we do rituals every day, Grandmaster. No matter what it is. Whatever you do repeatedly becomes a ritual.
Yeah, I will agree to that.
No church, Mason or no Mason.
It does. It becomes a ritual.
Not a Mason, you come and come out. you Illuminati and you the devil and you doing this and the third.
Well, you know what?
Go ahead.
Okay, that right there. Now, see, we live in a time and generation where social media means something to people.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all about likes and views, and we may or may not like this, but this is like the way things are. So you kind of gotta adjust. Where am I? So when you, as we all know, when you can go on Facebook, you can go on YouTube, and you can pull up billion Masonic videos. Okay, all types of conspiracy theories. Oh, Masons are doing this. Everything in the world is wrong because of the Masons. This, that, and the other. I mean, you could just do this all day. But you know, and then some of us are saying, well, we don't have to go out our way to prove that, you know, that's not true or true or not true because the truth stands as it is, which is legit, which is true. However, my thing is, if we was out doing enough, it wouldn't be no question.
There you go.
I'm not talking about, well, hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Go ahead.
Okay. If we was out doing enough and letting the light shine the way it needs to be, it wouldn't be a damn question. Excuse my language. It wouldn't be a question about are the Masons? No, because they see the Masons at the park every day, having a football game with the kids and giving them some barbecue. Like, you know, you got some riders always want to take resources out of the community. Oh, well, we selling fish dinners and we doing that. Okay, what about putting things back into the community? I mean, this is the light. Okay, we gotta serve the light. Okay, people are in darkness right now. They got COVID, and people been dying from COVID. They lost their job, they lost their house, they lost family members. I mean, every year it's really getting darker and darker. Okay, so where the light at? Okay, let's when we gonna start letting the light shine? When we gonna start really using our resources? We got all these brothers from these lodges, and that brother's a judge, and that brother's this, and he's with the legislation saying, okay, well then let's put the work. Let's stop playing around. Let's stop all this. Oh, well, as long as I'm good and my family is good, everything's okay. Like no, you too comfortable, bro. You're too comfortable.
But see, that's the problem. Hold on there, Pat. But that's the problem. Most of us have gotten comfortable. Most of us have actually gotten comfortable. So when you get comfortable, you tend to not really have a care about other people in their situation until it comes to you. See, this goes back into society and where we're at right now for what you was talking about. See, as long as I'm finna go here, as long as black men and women were being slaughtered, killed, pushed down, walked on in the streets, it was okay. Yeah, we protested. Yeah, some things got taken care of. Yeah, some suits was filed. Yada yada yada. Hey, then when it started happening to the Asians, now it's like, oh, we need a law. You need a law? Really? You need a law now. The same thing, but see, as long as it's happening to somebody else, you're not concerned until it happens to you. Then you're going to be like, well, we need to stop the hate. Well, we've been saying that for over 400 years. We've been saying level the playing field for over 400 years. So here we are as Masons, those who are supposed to be illuminated, enlightened, those who are supposed to be able to walk a different path, supposed to walk into a room and brighten it up. We who claim to be that, I am that I am, and all that other stuff that comes with it. Well, as you said earlier, if you that, then walk the walk, as somebody so lightly put it in the chat. They said walk the walk. Stop playing with it and stop allowing someone else to dictate to you who you can talk to and who you can't talk to, where you can go and where you can't go. And that's another problem. Too many people are dictating to the brothers of the craft and sisters of the order who they can talk to, who they can't talk to. If you really want this thing to be what you claim it to be, let it be. Let it be. And I guarantee you, those youngsters who see Masons and want to become part of it, they will.
I'm a firm believer that there are a lot of people that are lot of young brothers and sisters that would love to join the order, but they're just not aware of it. And to try to grab a coattail of what our previous brother was speaking about, a lot of people, the young folks are not aware of what the Masonic organization is, other than what they see and come across on social media. And I put that for the blame on us Masons as a whole, because no matter where that Masonic Lodge is located at, that Eastern Star chapter is located at, everyone in that community, in that neighborhood, within a certain radius around that chapter or lodge, should know that that's a Masonic Lodge. There's a good man in there. And even if I'm not a member, I can knock on that door and ask for some assistance, some aid.
Yes,
and the same thing with the sisters.
Yep.
But yet the brothers and sisters, they're not exposing themselves to the community like that. So you can judge a lodge and a chapter by the work that they do in the community and how the community know of that lodge or that chapter. Because I guarantee you, not just in Cleveland, Ohio, where I'm from, where masonry is tore up from the floor up, and you can tell them I said it. Masonry is tore up from the floor up.
All right now.
I mean, you know what? I just feel personally, as a young brother on the square, I feel like we just, as a young brother on the square, we just kind of going back to what Brother Hawkins was asking about the elders in the jurisdiction and stuff like that. You know, we just need our elders to support. If they don't, you know what I'm saying? Because we understand sometimes they're like, well, I can't get out there like that. I'm old. I'm a little older. I'm a little tired. I don't pay my dues. And that's great. You're right. You pay your dues. We don't need you out here. But what I need you to do is sit right here. And when I need your ear, I need you to, guide me. I need you to point me in the right direction, because you know all their tricks. You know exactly how they're going to attack. You've been here and done that. You know what they're going to do. So with that being said, when we get out here, okay, we need you at that council table telling us, okay, look, as soon as we do this, y'all, they going to do that. So when they do that, we're going to maintain and chill and kick back like this. Don't just let us get slaughtered and then be like, oh, well, see, I don't listen. And you know how the young people are, oh, man, just stop, dude. Just stop.
Yeah, but in all honesty, bro, some of those elders are the big issue. They don't want to leave those positions. They don't want to leave those seats. Why? M-O-N-E-Y.
But that's the thing. It's like, so now the real question is, do you love this organization or not? Because if you love it, you want to see it continue. It's supposed to continue. This ain't supposed to stop when your time stop. No.
Right.
But bro, let me counter you. Let me counter you. Now, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Do you love this organization or not? But love don't care about nobody.
Wasn't that a song?
Love don't care.
He said love don't care about nobody.
Love cared about you. Love wouldn't allow you to allow that little girl to break your heart. But you love that girl so much. My father told me, boy, if you don't never want your heart broken, don't never fall in love.
Ooh, that's some advice right there, bro. That's some advice.
Love if you don't want your heart broken. So love don't care about you, because love has a duty. Its duty is to do what it is, to do what it does. See, but like bro said earlier, fortitude. Put fortitude in the place that love. I'm not saying love should not exist in the crowds. Don't misunderstand me. But sometimes I think we as people get the definition of love confused.
Well, that leads me to this list. That leads me to talk about my lady named Ruth. All right, Ruth, check this out. There's no sweeter story in the Order of the Eastern Star than that of Ruth. All right.
I love that story.
All right. Her loyalty, all right, was ever told in such a way that she was willing to just forsake her native country, her wealth, her friends, her family, and dwell in Bethlehem. She was willing to give it up give just, hey, I'm done. I'm walking away. Me and Naomi. I'm going, her God is going to be my God. Her people is going to be my people. Her love and her loyalty to Naomi and what she meant really says her fortitude, her courage in regards to her and what was going on in her life. So even as I'm going back to it, even in the order of these stars, you're going to find fortitude. You're going to find that those sisters had the courage, because even at the bottom of the star, you see the lion. The lion needs courage. The lion has courage. You see the lion. So even go ahead. Say what now?
I said you preaching. Keep going.
No, I'm just saying. So even at the bottom, for those of you who understand what I'm talking about, when you see that point on the floor, you know that there's something next to that point. There's something in that point of the Eastern Star. And I only mentioned just a few things here. And that's just to give you an idea of what we're talking about tonight when we talk about fortitude and courage and what the sisters themselves have to go through and deal with on their journey in womanhood. Go ahead.
Because the sisters, Pastor Green, they have just as much and maybe more responsibilities as the brothers as well. But we seem to look down upon them as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
We don't give them the credit that they deserve. We don't give them their due just. But I've always encouraged the members of our lives to introduce yourself to the sisters. Talk with the sisters, because the sisters can help you, can enlighten you on some things, on some answers that you have on the brother side.
Right.
And you alluded to it earlier with I ain't gonna say it, but
yeah, look. I did allude to it earlier.
And I have, because I'm a patriot myself, so.
Well, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But how many?
I'm just trying to beat around the bush. But I encourage it as well, and as a presiding master at the time,
mm-hmm.
as now, I would from time to time put events together so the brothers and sisters could come together in fellowship,
mm-hmm.
just so they can interact, know each other, learn each other. And it makes no sense to me. It behooves me how Masons have the privilege of joining their organization, but they don't have the same privilege to join ours.
Mm.
But yet we won't even take the opportunity. And I'm a firm believer when a opportunity presents itself to you, you must seize that moment. If you don't seize it, it's gonna be gone. Because I've been seeing it firsthand with some sisters would turn their nose down, or literally turn around and walk away from some brother because they didn't know nothing.
Whoa, really?
They didn't know nothing. No, they didn't know nothing. Even after, as the brother said earlier, paid to get in, they didn't even have the audacity to even try to learn the password.
Mm.
They tried to come to the sister chapter meeting just to be around the sisters, to flirt with the sisters, but they dumb butt didn't even have the audacity to learn to remember the password to get in.
Mm.
Oh, what's the password? Hey, look here, that was already given to you, man. You're supposed to know that.
Yeah.
Like one of your sisters.
Yeah. Like you said, supposed to.
You're supposed to already know that. If you once you get initiated. If anything you remember right away is that password so you can get into fellowship to learn everything else.
Supposed to.
Yeah, but going back to what you just said, what we was talking about earlier. Again, you got people that came into this organization because it's like some type of social club for them, or get out of jail free pass, or just to walk around wearing some letters and wearing your hat and having it all on your car, and just for show. Just for show, but
coming here just paying, knowing that they wasn't duly qualified, knowing it, and we just let them come on in. And so that's why you got all these brothers and sisters. They got these old bad attitudes. You can't even approach them. Everything that we just talked about tonight. This is what happens when you let people pay and come in. The organization is watered down, like you just said. Or you, the other brothers, toe up from the blow up.
Boy, y'all got one on tonight. So look, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do just like I did the other evening. We was on what was we at? We did the other day when we was on. Once we leave here, we're going to go on to the Zoom. So I just put in the Zoom ID and passcode. So if you want to join us on Zoom tonight, we're going to continue this conversation and go into something else. So you're certainly welcome to come on over and join us on Zoom. And what I'm going to do now is go ahead and end this particular show. But if you want to join us on Zoom, you're certainly welcome to do so. So as I always say, the higher we climb, the clearer the vision. And whatever you do, wherever you go, stay out them bushes and keep your light on. So I'm going to close this show out. I'm going to go right over here to Zoom. I just posted it. So if you got the Zoom ID and passcode, you can definitely join us. We'll let you in the chat room. And we're going to continue this conversation where everybody can have a voice and really having a great dialogue in regards to Freemason. So I'm out. So for those of you on Zoom, hold on. We getting ready to do the thing.
Yes, sir. All right, brothers. Y'all take it easy.